Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session on doing business with Malaysia, especially the business opportunities in the new normal today. Today's event is all about how, as businesses, as small and medium businesses, as large businesses, how we can all interact with each other across boundaries, across countries, and enhance the capabilities of each other and help each other to overcome this time, especially in the time of this pandemic. And we are recovering from this throughout the world. It has been nearly 8 months now since the world has been affected, and we are trying as different chambers to try and bridge the gap uh, between the possibilities that are needed to enhance and focus more on giving opportunities to the businesses. And today's event is specially focused on India and Malaysia relations. And I would like to focus on sharing details about the Malaysia market, the current scenario, the business opportunities that we are having to increase and encourage the adoption of technology, leveraging the benefits of conducting business via e-commerce platforms, as that's the new norm across the world. Not only that, everybody will be given the information regarding the Malaysian market, the Malaysian products, and how you can interact more. We are also joined today by many chambers from India and from Malaysia, especially the Congo Business Network from Kuala Lumpur today. Mr. Sami, the president, is here with us. We are also joined by Shri Santosh Mandlecha, Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. We are joined by Punjab Chamber of Commerce and Industry and also the Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We welcome all these chambers with open hearts, and it is a privilege for the Indian Chamber of International Business to host all of you all today on this platform. We are more than happy to have all of you all with us today. I would now like to begin with the national anthem of both the countries. So I request you to please give me a minute while we can do that. Thank you so much, everyone. I would now like to begin today's session. Uh, I would like to invite the Trade Commissioner of Matrade in Mumbai, Mohammed Faisal, to please give the introduction of His Excellency, the Consul General of Malaysia in Mumbai, His Excellency Zemal.
Mr. Manpreet Singh, President, Indian Chamber of International Business. Mr. Santosh Mandekha, President, Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. Dignitaries from the Punjab Chamber of Commerce and Industry, as well as from Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Colleagues from the Malaysian External Trade Development Corporation, or MATRID, office in Mumbai. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, salam sejahtera, namaskar, and a very good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to be present here together with all of you. It is very timely for this virtual event to be held amidst the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, which is still a big concern to all of us. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to the Indian Chamber of International Business, ICIB, for organizing this occasion. This event has a vital objective to promote the economic ties between the business community of the two countries. The theme which has been chosen for this event is India-Malaysia Business Opportunities in the New Normal. This theme is selected to reflect the current landscape which we are all facing now. Today, every single country in the world is facing a great challenge to handle its economy following the outbreak of the pandemic. Some may have just found a way to recover its economy, and some are still struggling to find its feet. In its effort to contain the pandemic, lockdown, or to a lesser extent, movement control order, has been imposed in many parts of the world, including in Malaysia and India. This has unfortunately caused disruption in the global supply chain and thus has affected our production and other economic activities. Later on, we have witnessed how that situation was no longer sustainable. Gradually, countries all over the globe had to reopen its economy, or else they would face a major economic breakdown. At the same time, a large segment of the community needs to go to work to earn a living. It is inevitable that the economy needs to continue to grow. Nevertheless, we are still facing a great challenge as the pandemic refuses to go away, despite the efforts to contain the pandemic. Before the emergence of the pandemic, it would be convenient for industry stakeholders from all over the world to meet face-to-face and discuss potential business collaboration. However, the situation has changed. This requires us to be more creative and innovative to handle the situation. In this context, we should leverage on the digital technology, which is easily available nowadays, as our strategy in order to have interactions and networking sessions. This is actually could lead to a more fruitful outcome than the traditional interactive sessions. The fact that it is more cost efficient, more and more sessions could easily be undertaken. A well-known philosopher behind the theory of evolution once said that it is not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. In other words, those who have successfully adapted or evolved to meet the changing requirements of the current nature are the ones who will thrive, while those who fail to evolve die off. I would also like to cite a famous quote by none other than the great Mahatma Gandhi. Adaptability is not imitation. It means power of resistance and assimilation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia has always been a pro-business trading nation with liberal economic policies. We remained a competitive economy with an emphasis on stronger economic cooperation with friendly countries. We believe in cooperation based on mutual respect or mutual benefits. Our economic growth is forecast to contract by 3.5% this year due to the pandemic. The overall economic performance of this year is severely affected by the major contraction major GDP contraction of 17.1% in the second quarter of the year. This is due to the decline in domestic demand following the imposition of the movement control order and weak external conditions. However, the Malaysian government has taken many initiatives to address this issue and to stimulate the economy, including to increase private consumption. In mitigating the economic impact, the government has announced a stimulus package which is worth around 60 billion US dollar, which is one of the highest in the world if you look at the per percentage wise. Coupled with a comprehensive recovery plan and excellent track record in macroeconomic and microeconomic management, Malaysia's economy is expected to revitalize and reach its COVID-19 level as soon as early next year. In this regard, Malaysia's economy in 2021 is forecast by the National Bank of Malaysia to grow by between 5.5% to 8%. All other economic institutions have forecasted the economic growth to be within this range. Ladies and gentlemen, Indian business community is encouraged to take advantage of Malaysia's central location in ASEAN and its connectivity to tap into this ASEAN market, which is the world's fastest growing economic region. This is also in line with India's Act East policy, which stresses on improving economic ties with the Southeast Asian countries. With a population of more than 620 million and a combined GDP of more than 2 trillion US dollar, ASEAN is fast emerging as a huge regional market for goods and services. It is imperative that we continue to promote the interests of industry stakeholders of the two countries despite challenges of the pandemic outbreak. We should leverage on the strong links between the two countries to achieve our objective of expanding our business ties. For that matter, rest assured that me and my colleagues at the Consulate General of Malaysia in Mumbai will be more than happy to facilitate the business community. Our doors are always open for this purpose. You can contact us. We have Madrid office also in Mumbai for this matter to assist, or rather to encourage business interaction between the business community from the two countries. I believe my colleague from Madrid will present to all of you the business opportunities which can be tapped by the two countries' business community. So on that note, I would like to end my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's so nice to hear such reassuring words from you regarding how Malaysia is coping and supporting their businesses in this time of crisis. You know, it is a great learning experience also for a country like India, what Malaysia is doing for their people. And I'm sure that over a period of time, the relations and the businesses will definitely come back and much stronger than before. It's also very heartening to know that the trade between both the countries of India and Malaysia is increasing steadily. And with the current scenario where certain countries are not preferred, India is looking at other countries, and Malaysia is definitely one of them. Let it be when it comes to electronics, let it be toys, let it be food and beverages. Malaysia is really catching on to it. Not only that, you know, medical devices is something that India is gaining a lot from Malaysia at this point of time. So it is definitely a good beginning and a new beginning. We have historical ties with Malaysia since many, many centuries, and it is only time that will enhance these into much stronger bonds. Thank you, Your Excellency Zainul, once again. It's great to have you here with us today. Thank you so much for your opening remarks. I would also now like to highlight that today's event is not only when it comes to the access, but also to the growth of the Indian businesses to expand into the ASEAN region. The ASEAN region is such a demographic region, which I can say is very much like India. and where we have different states, different cultures, different habits, and all pooled into one. Similarly, ASEAN is also a huge market for Indian businesses to grow, to expand, to partner, to invest, and to look at. And which place than Malaysia, that is in the heart of Asia, and as they say, truly Asia, that you can be there, be based there, and expand to the entire ASEAN region. There was a time we used to hear about Singapore, and Singapore has done this, and Singapore has done that. But now is the time where we see Malaysia performing very differently, welcoming everybody, welcoming the Indian businesses, and it has seen a lot of change. Not only that, it is much convenient environment as compared to many other countries, and it gives a growth trajectory to Indian businesses to expand into the ASEAN through Malaysia. So that being said, I would like to invite Mr. Faisal, the Trade Commissioner and the head of Martrade, for a few sentences.
Thank you, Manpreet. Excellency CG Zainal, ladies and gentlemen. The Malaysia-India trade is basically on the right path because of the fact that most of the Malaysian exporters and Indian importers are having good ties, even though the current COVID situation has dampened the flow of trade between the two countries. Needless to say, although the contraction we see in the first initial year of 2020 has been very difficult, not only for Malaysia, but I believe across the world, there are still opportunities where Malaysia and India can can introduce new ways of doing business between the two countries. So in this regard, I would like to share a few of my slides that we have prepared for the sourcing opportunities from Malaysia within the new normal, and that will be presented by my marketing officer, Ms. Tina. Ms. Tina, the floor is yours.
Yes, sure.
Tina ji, can I take a break? I would like to introduce all the other presidents and the other chambers that are present with us here today. Yeah, I would like to invite Shri Santosh Madlecha ji, who is here from as the president of the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. They are our partners for the event and supporting. And this bond of Maharashtra is very strong with Malaysia. And in the recent past, we have taken a lot of delegations to Malaysia. A lot of businesses have come from Malaysia to India. Santosh ji, I request you for your remarks. Santosh ji, you have to unmute yourself. 1 second. Santosh ji, can you try to unmute yourself?
Yeah, now I am unmute.
Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, one and all.
Good afternoon.
So, Manpreet ji, are you going to introduce all the presidents, or I have to share my thoughts about?
You can share your thoughts. We'll go from one to the other.
Okay. India, Malaysia business opportunities in the new normal. Today, the ICIB, Martrade and Consulate General of Malaysia, Mumbai, they are organizing today's webinar. Of course, the Punjab Chamber of Commerce, as well Goa Chamber of Commerce and Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce are the supporters for today's event. I would like to congratulate Mr. Manpreet, the President of ICIB, as well our friend Mr. Janal Azlan, His Excellency. He always give a support to the trade and industry of Maharashtra. Mr. Faisal Sheikh from Martrade. All the officials of different Chamber of Commerce and the friends who participated from Malaysia. I think after having this pandemic situation, it was very much important to have and this kind of events to interact between the different chambers as well as the chamber at different countries. Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture is a 93-year-old chamber, and that's why we have members throughout the Maharashtra in all talukas. That's why it is known as an apex chamber of state of Maharashtra. Last year, we have taken one delegation to Malaysia having 120 participants. As very rightly mentioned by Manpreet ji, there is an ample opportunity to have a trade between India and Malaysia in electronics, food and beverage, medical devices. We have taken this delegation. One of the exhibition was organized by Government of Malaysia for food and beverage. And I think it was a very big delegation from India. They have received very warmly, very well they have received us. And our participants, they are very happy to visit that exhibition. During the visit of Mr. Jainal Azlan at Nasik, our members, they are also enlightened by them having an internal information about the Malaysian business. I think after having this kind of interaction, our member will be benefited. I request all the participants, whenever there opportunity to have this kind of delegations in Malaysia, please join us. It's a very good opportunity, and the technology what they have, the opportunity of business what we have for the Indian entrepreneurs is phenomenal. And as a Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, we are always there, and we would like to be and participate throughout your year in next exhibitions also. Once again, I would like to thank Mr. Manpreet and Mr. Jainal Azlan, Mr. Faisal Sheikh to have this kind of webinar for our members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Santosh ji. It's a pleasure to have you with us always. And myself have been associated with Maharashtra Chamber since decades now. So it's, you can say, my second home too. Thank you, Santosh ji, once again. I would now like to invite Shri Parmeet Chadda ji, who is the president of the World Sikh Chamber of Commerce. Parmeet ji, can you please introduce, and we have a few lines from you.
Thank you very much, Manpreet Singh ji. His Excellency from Malaysian Embassy and all the Malaysia trade team. So warm welcome, warm afternoon from my side. And I would like to speak few words in Malaysian language because I know I am very familiar with. So Selamat Petang, Datuk. Because this is a coincidence that Manpreet Singh ji invited me to this prestigious meeting, and I am an exporter of spare parts for the last 25 years, and KL is my second home. Due to this COVID, I miss KL. Manpreet ji, can I continue?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So Malaysia is a second home to Indians, most of the Indians, and we get very warm welcome in Malaysia. And now tandoori chicken is more served in Malaysia than India. And Mr. Zainal is also smiling because I see Malaysians relish more tandoori chicken than Indians do. So it is a very hospitable country, and me, my family, they adore Malaysia, and we are missing Malaysia, and we thank all the opportunities that Malaysia has been providing to Indian businessmen and other opportunities. So we would like to I would like to tell short about World Six Chamber of Commerce. World Six Chamber of Commerce is a networking platform of 6 worldwide. We have 700 plus members from across the globe, and we would certainly like to do business and introduce to all the respected HNIs to Malaysian government. And we would like to do a big conclave with the Malaysian government. And Malaysia is a very hospitable country to especially Indians. So I would like all of the exporters, importers who are willing to do business with Malaysia. So it is a very hospitable country and good business ethics. Whatever ethics I have seen around the globe, Malaysia is the most ethical country in terms of business. So it is a good country to do business, and I would like to propose that everybody should do and grow their business in Malaysia country. So thank you, Manpreet ji. Thank you, Zainal Azlan ji, and all the team from Maltrade. So we would like certainly want to do more business with your country, and hoping to visit Malaysia soon. We are eager when you can provide us the visa so we can travel now, because I think until 31st December, Indians are still on hold to travel to Malaysia. So thank you, Manpreet ji, and thank you to all the entire team and other chambers who are present at this great seminar. Thank you, Manpreet ji.
Thank you, Parmeet ji. It's great to have you here and all your members too. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
We now move on and moving on to the Maltrade team. I hand over to you, Tina, for your presentation.
Yes, I will share my screen. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Tina Bora from Consulate General of Malaysia, Trade Department, Mumbai. We would like to thank Mr. Manpreet and ICIB team for organizing this webinar, and we appreciate all your efforts. We would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Zainal for giving opening remarks and talking about Malaysia. Let's begin with our presentation. So today we are talking about sourcing opportunities from Malaysia, the new normal. In 2020, Malaysia's population is 32.7 million. The land area is 330,524 square kilometers, and the total trade value of Malaysia is $445.2 billion, with the GDP of the country stands at $364.7 billion, and the foreign direct investments of Malaysia is US dollars 166.49 billion. Whereas India's population in 2020 is 1.36 billion and has a land area of 3.28 million square kilometers. The GDP of India is 2.87 trillion and total trade is 844 billion USD, with the foreign direct investments of India at 49.97 billion US dollars. Coming to FTA partners of Malaysia. Malaysia has 7 regional FTAs with ASEAN countries like China, Korea, Japan, India, Australia, and New Zealand and Hong Kong, and 7 bilateral FTAs with Japan, Pakistan, New Zealand, India in 2011, Chile, Australia, and Turkey. Talking about bilateral trade between Malaysia and India, the total trade between Malaysia and India in 2020 is $15.14 billion compared to 2019's trade, which is $15.27 billion. The total export from Malaysia to India in 2020 is $9.29 billion compared to 2019's $9.37 billion. And the total import in 2020 stands at $5.85 billion compared to 2019's $5.89 billion. India was Malaysia's 14th largest trading partner, 15th largest export destination, and 13th largest import source in 2020. Compared to 2019's, India was Malaysia's 14th largest trading partner and 11th largest export destination and 14th largest import source. The top exports from Malaysia to India are palm oil and palm-based agricultural products contributing 23.7%, crude petroleum contributing 17.1%, manufactures of metal 12.1%, electrical and electronic products 11.9%, and chemical products 7.3%. The top imports from India to Malaysia are petroleum products contributing 21.9%, manufactures of metal 20.5%, chemicals and chemical products 13.9%, other agricultures 12.3%, and iron and steel products 5.3%. Coming to the infrastructure of Malaysia, this is the international airport. In total, Malaysia has 7 international airports. The Kuala Lumpur International Airport has a capacity of 40 million passengers and more than 1.2 million tons of cargo per year. Mass Rapid Transit. It has 31 stations and it's stretched along 51 kilometers. The highways connecting North and South, North-South Expressway, East Coast Expressway, Pan-Borneo Highway. The ports of Malaysia, Port Klang and Port of Tanjung Pelepes, third business port in ASEAN. Coming to potential sourcing sectors of Malaysia, oil and gas, furniture, rubber-based products, green technology, construction, design and engineering, ICT products and services, aviation and MRO services are the main exports of products and services from Malaysia. Oil and gas in Malaysia. Oil and gas in Malaysia provides upstream and downstream services, oil and gas services equipments, designing, manufacturing, supplying, installing, testing and commissioning of waste heat recovery unit, maintenance and cleaning of heat exchanger and pressure vessels at offshore production platforms, platform supply vessels, PSV for offshore oil and gas platforms, accommodation work barge for offshore workers, wellhead for drilling and production equipments, and Christmas tree for the flow of pipes in an oil well. Shapoorji Pallonji Oil and Gas Private Limited has a joint venture with Malaysian offshore vessel operator Bumi Armada, and it secured a 10-year project worth $2.1 billion for the Armada Sterling floating production storage, located 200 km off the west coast of Mumbai. In 2010, Larsen & Toubro Limited and Sapura Group from Malaysia formed a JV. They own and operate LTS 3000, a derrick lay vessel to undertake installation of platforms and pipelines in offshore India, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. Coming to Malaysian furniture, Malaysian furniture exports 80% of its total production and ranks in top 10 largest exporters in the world. Malaysia furniture and homeware segment revenue is projected to reach $704 million by 2025. The major export markets of Malaysia is USA, Japan, and Australia. And in South Asia is India, followed by Bangladesh and Pakistan. Malaysian furniture has been able to set itself apart from Chinese and Vietnamese furniture due to its original design aesthetics and work ethics. Muar in Johor is a furniture hub in Malaysia with 800 factories in city. The city's furniture hub, Muar, contributes 55 to 60% of the total production of furniture. The major furniture companies in Malaysia are Poh Huat Group of Companies, Wegmans Holdings, and Hinlim. Malaysian furniture company Bristol Technologies, providing office furniture, are present in Mumbai, India, and similarly Flex Office Malaysia has outlet in Bangalore, also for office furniture. Rubber-based products. Malaysia is world's 7th largest producer of natural rubber and synthetic rubber. Rubber production in Malaysia rose by 6.4% to 0.8 million tons in 2019. Rubber trade between India and Malaysia is growing fast due to rapid expansion of healthcare sector in India. Malaysia's main rubber exports to India are gloves, hoses, latex threads, cables, footwear, and rubber automotive components. The big rubber gloves companies of Malaysia are Top Glove, Hartalegas, and Supermax. The green technology of Malaysia. Malaysia's green technology provides renewable energy, green building, and water and wastewater management. In April 2019, Petronas had acquired one of India's largest rooftop solar power producer called Amplus Energy Solutions Private Limited, based in Maharashtra for USD 36 billion. In September 2020, Petronas announced another acquisition of green technology company in India called Acme Solar, based in Gurugram. The 100 megawatt solar plant is located in Hyderabad and is worth $10.82 billion. Also, Tanega National Berhad has partnered with Indian company based in Delhi called GMR Group in the energy business for 30% shareholding, implying an equity value of USD 1 billion. And according to Economic Survey 2019, India is emerging green economy requires additional investments of $80 billion till 2022 as part of its climate commitment. Malaysia's construction, designing, and engineering sector has contributed globally. Some of the projects are Rajiv Gandhi International Airport, Hyderabad, India, road project in Meru County, Kenya, Burj Al Arab, UAE, mixed development projects in Battersea, UK, and Melbourne, Australia. Till 2018, according to Construction Industry Development Board of Malaysia, Malaysian companies have completed 72 construction projects in India worth $3.27 billion. In February 2020, Eversendai Corporation Berhad, Malaysian company, secured a construction project of USD $79 million from DLF Developers, a Delhi-based real estate company, to develop downtown IT park in Chennai. And earlier, Malaysia Airport Holding Berhad was holding 11% stake in Rajiv Gandhi International Airport, Hyderabad. Later in 2018, it was bought by GMR Groups Delhi. Our information and communication technology. Information and communication technology in Malaysia provides products and services in logistics, retail, utilities, healthcare, banking, and automotive. Khazanah National Berhad had invested USD 100 million in Fractal Analytics Private Limited, a data analytical service provider in India, to develop AI and deep learning based software stack. And large Malaysian companies outsourcing their services are Maxis Communication, Axiata Group, Berhad, and IXI Group of companies. Earlier, Maxis Communications in 2005 had invested in ASL Limited worth $1.08 billion, and Axiata Group Berhad in 2008 had invested in Idea Cellular Limited worth $2 billion. Later, both Malaysian companies sold its stake and exited India market. Coming to our last, aviation and MRO services. Malaysia's aviation and MRO services provides engineering and design services, aerostructure manufacturing, avionics and system integration, training and education, and maintenance, repair, and overhaul. Malaysian Aviation is developing a smart city called Asia's Aerospace City in Kuala Lumpur. The value of the city is expected to reach $240 billion by the end of 2020, and it is expected to be a hub for aerospace original OEMs. The size of the city will be 3.5 million square feet. The Malaysians exports aircraft parts and components to Airbus, aircraft manufacturer, and Airbus is looking to increase the value of its supply, source, and MRO operations to USD $550 million a year by 2023 with Malaysia. The Malaysia's national aerospace defense industry established XQJet, which is Malaysia's MRO services facility based at Subang Airport. In 2013, Malaysia's AirAsia Berhad had launched AirAsia India, a JV with Tata Group. Martrade will assist you with trade inquiries, sourcing potential, and connecting to our Malaysian suppliers and service providers through our various B2B platforms. Currently, we are organizing a virtual ongoing exhibition that is called My APEC 2020. As you all can see on the screen, we would like to invite you and participate in our ongoing exhibition, which is till 31st December 2020. You can visit the website by logging into myapec2020.martrade.gov.my, or you can contact us as well. On behalf of our Trade Commissioner, Mr. Faisal, Assistant Trade Commissioner, Mr. Fazrul, and myself, we would like to thank you for joining us today. And you can reach us in this email ID, mumbai@martrade.gov.my. And also you can call us on this number. If there are any other queries, please feel free to contact us, or you can reach us on the chat box as well. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Manpreet.
Thank you so much, Tina. It's a pleasure to have you with us and explain all these details about Indian interests in Malaysia, Malaysian interests in India. And I'm sure the exhibition that you have highlighted also is going to benefit a lot of Indian businesses, let it be for the outreach or for looking at options in Malaysian products and other items. Thank you so much. I would not like to call upon our Malaysian partners for today's evening. President of the Congo Business Network, Mr. Veerapan Muthusamy. Sir, welcome. Can we have your lovely introduction and how Indian businesses can network with each other and how we can all grow together as one big happy family? Welcome, sir.
Sure. Yeah, as a normal way, we have to start with the word Selamat Petang and Selamat Datang. Welcome you.
Sir, you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself?
Oh, it's yeah. Is it okay? As a normal welcome, we welcome you with our Malaysian religious word as a Selamat Petang and Selamat Datang for the conference. Anyway, this is a very good information. One of our Zoom meeting, world has been changing. But whatever changes, I think we are ready for it. On this note, I take this opportunity to thank our Excellency, Malaysian Excellency Zainal Azlan, and our Trade Commissioner Muhammad Faisal. Of course, my buddy, we can call as President International Chamber, Mandrip, is very, very helpful, very dynamic man. When we was in Bombay last year, really had a wonderful meeting with him, and we had signed an MOU with the Congo Business Network Council, where we came with our business, our own company that's called MSK International, with that's my daughter Nandini and my cousin Kanisen. There was very helpful trip. Of course, the Trade Commissioner and the trade, this Bombay was very, very helpful. I always have to give a credit to them. Nevertheless, I think what happened as we started the month of September last year, that the communication-wise was going well. So a bit of a shortfall in between that the palm oil transaction was stopped for a while. Nevertheless, no ending, whatever business, always ups and downs. So whatever it is, we definitely need to continue. But we, on the behalf of Congo, we very much help any of your members or any of our India counterparts wants any product from Malaysia, we very much to help you all. Of course, our trade commissioners are down there, and definitely they will assist you. On the other note, that what I said earlier, that technology been changing, where from earlier, I see 20, 30 years ago, we came with the telex, and after that we came with the fax, then we came out with the email. Today, we're face-to-face, easy with the Zoom meeting, where world is changing, well, we also have to follow according to that. With that, I think we can do a lot of things, even though we short for a period, we cannot travel, but this pandemic will be end sooner, like Mantri was saying, sooner or later. We'd like you all to come over to Malaysia, and definitely we also want to come, bring our delegation to there, see where we can do business and we can bring together. I take this opportunity to Mantri and the our Excellency, our TC. Thank you so much. Definitely, we are here to help you, whatever you need and everything. We very much to help you. On this note, I have to say thank you very much, Mantri, and all the teams, all the presidents who are presented today. We are namaste and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. And I hope that this actually results in some business for all the people who are present here in some way or the other.
Definitely.
You know, how long can you keep closed? You know, things will start moving, people will start moving. And I'm sure that very soon, even I will be in Malaysia and we will be sitting face to face. And similarly, we are inviting all of you from Malaysia to India and work with each other hand in hand.
Tandoori chicken is waiting for you. Malaysia tandoori chicken.
Sadly, I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah, I know you're a vegetarian. We give you three in one coffee, which we give it to you.
Perfect.
And lovely.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice.
Yeah, please stay around to question and answer. We have some people. I'm sure they will have some.
Yeah, Nandini is there to able to anything.
Okay, perfect.
Nandini is able to answer. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you, Mantri. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I also see amongst us Shri A.S. Malikji, who's from Atova Business Network. Malikji, if you can just introduce yourself for a minute and the point of focus that you're taking care of. Please, 1 second.
Thank you, Mantri ji, for giving a chance to introduce Atova. Atova Business Network is one of the company which is working very focused on halal industry. As we all know, Malaysia is very focused on halal industry, very conscious, especially about the food products. So we are the consultant. We are working with the Serena E-commerce. Those Indian companies who want to be halal certified, JAKIM approved certification, we can help them. And we organized first international halal exhibition in Hyderabad in January 2020. Our second edition will be in December 2021 in Mumbai. Thank you.
Thank you, Malik sir. Thank you so much. Pleasure to have you with us. I would now like to open the floor for question answers. All the people here, I'm just unmuting everybody. I request everybody to please maintain decorum, raise your hands, or one at a time, please. Just unmuting everyone. Okay, so you can just unmute yourself, ask your question, and mute yourself back again. Any questions do we have?
Yes, sir. Mr. Manmeet, can I speak?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Actually, sir, we are
please introduce yourself first, your name, your company. And
I am Sanjeev Marathe from Bangalore, from Singapore India Trade Resources Company. We have been doing some import of powder-free vinyl gloves from China. Now we are looking for powder-free vinyl gloves from Malaysia. Are there any manufacturers who can offer these? We are particularly interested in 12-inch vinyl gloves, powder-free. We know that latex gloves are available, and those as well as nitrile also are also of interest to us.
Sure. I think Nandini can Nandini? Yeah. Is Nandini there? Nandini.
Yeah, yes. Hi, Manfred. Hi. Sorry, he.
Just.
Okay. In terms of the gloves that that you're requesting for, we have got a very high demand of requests for gloves from Malaysia. So in fact, the waiting list, it can be up to next year. So the thing is like, what is the quantity that you are looking at, Mr. Sanjeev?
Like initially, we like to start small.
I think
because primarily we do not know whether...
Can I intervene? I think
Yes.
specifics of a business can communicate with each other offline.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You have each other's chat box details. You can share each other's, and the specifics you can. You're connected, so I'll be more than happy if you all can take it together.
Thank you, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Shri Rohit Mehtaji from Surat. Rohitji, please unmute yourself.
Okay. Yes, I am the former president of the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Surat. We have a base of more than 9,000 members and 100 plus associations are affiliated to us. And currently I am the president of Indo-Thai Chamber of MSMEs, but our focus is not Thailand. Our focus definitely is ASEAN countries. And His Excellency the Consul General Zainal Abidin Nazir is a good friend. We've met quite a few times in Mumbai, and we share a good relation with him. Talking about business, again, I am also looking at business with Malaysia in the area of nitrile gloves. We are trying to contact a few people, but somehow we are not able to get through. I can understand that there is a problem of supply because of the heavy demand. But still, we would really like to pursue this particular business. We are also into supply of pharmaceuticals, COVID testing kits, vaccines, and other surgical products, disposables. So that is a business segment we are looking at. Plus, there's one important thing. Right now, there is a hospital in Surat which has imported a medical equipment from Philips in Kuala Lumpur, and the machine was on the spot of delivery, but somehow it has it is stuck up because of the lockdown. So I would request His Excellency the Consul General to help us into getting through this particular obstacle in the near future. I'll communicate with him personally so that we can get through with this particular problem. And of course, on a very broader note, I definitely would am promoting business with Malaysia amongst our membership base, and we look towards good things happening in future. Thank you. And it's nice meeting you, Manpreet, and we'll stay in touch with each other.
Rohitji, thank you so much. If I would have known, I would have called you right in the beginning. I'm sorry for that. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm through.
Okay. Thank you so much. It was great having you, and we'll definitely keep in touch. Any other questions that we have for the speakers?
Yes, Manpreet. Yes. Hey, hi, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. My name is Pranav Joshi, and I represent Sundex Process Engineers Private.
This is Santosh Mandlecha, President, Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture.
Manpreet, can you step in?
Santoshi, just 1 second. Pranav is in the middle of a question. Just a minute. Santoshi, just a minute. Yeah, Pranav, continue.
Thank you, Manpreet. Thank you, Santoshi. So, as I was saying, I represent Sundex Process Engineers Private Limited. We are based out in the Mumbai city of India, and we have been in the field of oil and feed process and technology from the last 38 years. And we have our span, we have our presence all across the globe. We are one of the industrial leaders. So Manpreet and one of you, if you can shed some light on how we can expedite our plans as well as our growth in the ASEAN region, predominantly in Malaysia and the neighboring countries. So that will be wonderful. So anything you have for the edible oil industry and technology, that will be wonderful to hear. Over to you, Manpreet.
I think Nanthini is the right person to answer this question. Nanthini, can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Hi, Mr. Pranav.
Yeah. Hi, Nanthini. How are you?
Sorry, your line was a bit. Yeah. Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, your line was a bit lagging and everything, so I couldn't really. Actually, if you don't mind, just quickly go through with your question. Yeah. Sorry.
Of course.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah.
No problem, Nanthini. I'll directly cut to the chase. I just want to know what plans do you guys have in order to expedite the growth of edible oil industry, because I represent Sundex Process Engineers.
Okay.
We are one of the industrial leaders in edible oil and seed technology.
Okay.
So our products are like solvent extraction plant, refinery. So what do you have for us in Malaysia? How we can, get some kind of leverage by your platform and by your organization?
Okay, so mainly, yeah, sure. Okay, so mainly, the thing is like when it comes to Malaysia, of course, we do supply CPO and refined cooking, vegetable cooking oil, all this. I mean, we do have the supply over here, like, I mean, the thing is like we are main, and then with our quality that we actually produce from Malaysia is one of the top quality in the world. Okay, so the thing is like in terms of feed, definitely, I mean, feed for animals, right?
Yes, feed is also one of the things which we do. Yes. So basically,
yeah, okay.
we provide technology. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is actually, yes, we do actually have.
I'm Santosh Mandlecha, President, Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture. Thank you very much for inviting us.
Manpreet, can you step in?
I think that was the interference.
Or Nanthini, we can take it offline. Can I have your coordinates?
Yeah, I think that's better. Yes, I think that's better.
Yes. Rather than
my details actually there. You can actually my details are actually in the chat over there, so you can actually get the details from there. Then we can chat. No worries.
Fantastic.
I think that's better. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nanthini. Thank you, Manpreet. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Pranav.
Thank you, both of you. Sorry, there's a problem with my mic.
No problem.
Sometimes.
No problem.
Santoshji, can we have your question also now, please? Santoshji? I think there's a problem with his network. Anyways, we have next Tinku Gupta. Tinku ji, can we have your question?
Yeah, my question is regarding what is the options available for educational in the education sector, although it was not touched at all and it's not relating to the industry. But being from the education sector, I was interested to know what are the options available for collaboration with Malaysian institutions.
Faisal, are you around?
Yeah. Okay. Your question regarding the Education Institute, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, what I know is that India is interested to collaborate with Malaysia in the aspect of vocational education, because based on my communication with the chambers, APEC chambers in Delhi, they're really into this kind of collaboration, working together and have a joint collaboration with the vocational institution in Malaysia. For example, we have MARA. MARA is the vocational development for diploma level, and also those guys who are going into the agency, into the mechanical or engineering sectors. Okay, that's number one. Number two, there are also other educational institutions which I think very relevant to India, especially in the vocational sector. We have the British Malaysia Institute under UniKL, and also the French Malaysia Institute. And both in these institutes, they develop the youngsters to have expertise. And the level of requirement is basically, I think, 12th grade for entry level. Those guys who are already there, they want to pursue their career in the vocational industry, in vocational education. The minimum requirement would be having the 12th grade, for example. Now, if you want to have the engagement with us, yes, you can do so by, you can contact me directly. We will arrange you the business meeting with the CEO of the group, of the agencies, relevant ones. And you may want to entice them as well. What is the benefit for the audience or the people that you are having right now who are interested into these education sectors? Okay, that's number one. Number two, there is also a few opportunities for Indian companies to collaborate with Malaysia with the early education. Okay, for example, the early education, we have a few companies in Malaysia. They develop a system which is already established. They mapping the concept from the UK and the US, and they grow the childhood education using this curriculum. So that also is one of I think the best opportunities for Indian companies to collaborate with Malaysian companies in terms of education, early childhood education. Okay.
Right. Right. I'll be
Can I just step in
to-
on this particular thing, Manpreet?
Yeah, please go ahead, Raji.
Yeah. I think if there is a central body or a contact organization in Malaysia to whom the interested education institutions can connect with, so that we can have some good information about interested parties in Malaysia. Because I also represent an educational institute here in Surat, an education society, which is a 100-year-old society, and which has a lot of schools and colleges associated. So if there is a central body or a central person or a central department to whom we can communicate to show our interest and then take it forward, I think that information, if we get, it can be helpful.
Well, yes, Rohit. Basically, you have to be in touch with Madrid because we have the right channel, the right person that we can share this information with. Because you may want to engage with the agencies related to the government body. If you are in touch with the private sectors, that will be the early childhood sector. So there's the early childhood education. Okay, so in this case, do drop an email to me and I will assist you regarding this.
Sure, so nice of you. Thank you.
Focal point. We are the focal point for the Malaysian government in terms of trade development between Malaysia and India.
Fine, I get you well.
Thank
Another
you, sir.
suggestion, Manpreet, if you can, I mean, I'm sorry to really, there is a suggestion. If you can, since you have now the total data of all the participants of this webinar, if you can generate a WhatsApp group so that because this shows all interested people are already here. So all the interested people, if they can be interconnected, a lot of business can be generated later on after the completion of this particular webinar.
Actually, that's a good idea. I leave it up to Tinkuji. Tinkuji, I hope you're listening.
So yes, I am.
So Tinkuji is the Vice President of East Zone and ASEAN in charge, and also for SAARC countries. So I think this is a good suggestion. We can do that.
Okay,
I will take it forward.
Manpreet ji, I have a point to make, just to suggest a few points.
Please.
Right. The present times are, of course, the novel times. We must say that, though there are problems, but I, as a peak performance coach, have realized that we got to see beyond our normal, the blinkers. We are used to working in our own businesses, but the whole lot of new businesses and new territories like Malaysia or any other ASEAN countries, there are going to be tremendous changes in the business scenarios. So the two elements that I would like to suggest to all the members as a peak performance specialized is that one is collaboration. Even in your own current areas, go for collaborating with the key partners so that your strength multiplies. And second is remove the barriers. Don't keep looking at your own current businesses. There are many things, new things opening up or coming up. So that's all in brief. I would like to say, and then of course we can share later on to WhatsApp group or whatever.
Thank you, Mahendra ji. I would like to inform everybody, like our business. I generally talk with examples. So we are a 47-year-old company and into the sector of rubber, footwear, plastics, components, paints and chemicals. So we have seen that, I'm a second generation entrepreneur. So we have seen that over a period of time, every 5 or 7 years, there is a disruption across the board. Let it be one reason or the other, and nothing stops. People adapt, people diversify, and those that successfully adapt their businesses continue in the same business. But not only that, people who have stopped their businesses start something new. So, whenever, being a chamber president, we get a lot of inquiries from people who are not connected with the XYZ industry at all. But we see that generally people discount such people, which is wrong. See, at the end of the day, I might have enough money to start a new business, but I don't want to continue into my existing business for various reasons. So we should understand that, you know, we should be open to collaboration. We should be open to tying up with people who are outside the box thinking, who can change our perspective. So I really like to highlight what you have said. You know, it is really something that we all need to consider.
Yeah. And essentially, even collaborating with the competitors, don't discount anything, because two competitors who are strong can make a huge, powerful body in an international arena. So we must get rid of all these barriers which are within.
You know, I was in IIM Bangalore. I've done my education there. So we were taught one term which did not get into mainstream, but it was called co-opetition, which is cooperative competition, tying up with your competitors and ensuring that you grow not only by exponential, by there is another term called pole vaulting to success.
That's right. Yes.
So that is something that we all need to listen to. So it's great.
Great. So I'm available for anyone, you know, any guidance, any help. Yes. Very, very open to help. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Sir, one small question regarding the visa on arrival, sir, in Malaysia. You know, we generally find that visa is on arrival in Thailand. So why not in Malaysia, you know? There is so much diaspora from Tamil Nadu and other places in Malaysia, and people keep going up and down, but we are not given this particular facility. So I request the consulate and the general Martrade to kindly look into this and put back the visa on arrival. It was there for a short time in Malaysia when I was in Singapore, but right now it's not there. Why don't you do that again, sir? Thank you.
Sanjeev, I would like to answer that actually. I think we are the people who are responsible for this revoking of status, because there have been many cases that people have misused this facility, and not only by hundreds or thousands, by lakhs. So when we take a hammer and put it on our own foot, there is nobody else who can help us for that. So that is my
I can understand.
personal experience.
So I can understand that problem, but I mean, for genuine people, you know, it becomes tough actually.
His Excellency Zainal, would you like to highlight on this, please?
Thank you, Mr. Manpreet. I am just about to say exactly the same thing like you. You know, the fact that it's not, I mean, everybody should know that there have been an issue of misuse of visas and all that. Like you said, it's not one or two cases, it's a lot actually. So when it involves something like, this kind of issue is quite difficult for visa on arrival. Like you said, if for example, in the future, perhaps if the case is going down, and down, perhaps why not? I'm going to be the first one to suggest that we're going to open up, you know, the visa requirements to the Indian people. But like you said, it's true that the issue has got something to do with the issue of misuse of visa, which we hope that is going to be we're going to get rid of, you know, in the near future, so that we can have this visa on arrival facilities to open to the Indian nationals. Mr. Manpreet.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned about one good point about partnership just now. Also, one gentleman also mentioned just now. I just want to add that I would love to see a strong partnership between Malaysian business community and Indian community to really innovative, because to look for a new market, to open up a new market space, not just to focus on the but look for new market and new demand.
His Excellency, one second. Let me just mute everyone.
Sure.
Yeah, please unmute yourself and start again. Zainalji, can you unmute yourself? You're also on mute. Yeah, His Excellency, can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can I continue now? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes. Well, the thing is, I just would like to stress that it's good if both with the business community from the two countries can really forge a true partnership in creating new demand. Try to be innovative, look for, try to open up new market space. Now we are talking about e-commerce, we're talking about online. In Malaysia, for example, during this MCO, Movement Control Order, all business sectors are going down except for the online, all the business related to online. So this is something that, for example, is something, an area that both of us can tap on, really forge a strong partnership and try to think about a business strategy using this digital technology. I know for sure India is very strong in this. Malaysia, we have this good platform for and a strong business fundamentals. Why not? I will try to look for new market space related to online business. Just my suggestion. I think if we can have the business community from India to look for this, and of course we can link the right people in Malaysia.
I think that's a very good suggestion, and I will take it up personally. We are connected to a lot of chambers and organizations within India also. Like ICIB works with 248 different chambers and associations within the country. We are present in about 38 countries globally. So I think this is something that we can leverage and work on what you have just told us. And definitely innovation is something that is needed in today's times, especially when it comes to bringing them closer, let it be culturally, economically, and for businesses. So I will take up your offer on this thing and we will definitely work on this. Thank you. Any other questions or we can adjourn today's meeting?
Manpreet, Sanjeev here.
Hanji, Sanjeev.
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk to Mr. Parmeet Chhada, but I believe he's left the meeting. Will it be possible for you to share his contact details with me?
If you can just send an email to the ICIB office, office@icib.org.in.
Yes, I have that. I have that, Manpreet.
Yeah, they will definitely send it to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Manpreet. Thanks.
Most welcome. Thank you so much. I would like to now thank all the partners and the chambers that we had today. First of all, thank you, His Excellency Zainal, for being part of this session throughout, right from beginning to end. It's definitely an honor for us. Big thank you to Martrade for arranging this meeting and supporting us throughout. Faisal, it's been a pleasure interacting with you for when it comes to anything related to the businesses and trade of Malaysia. I would also like to thank the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, Punjab Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the World 6 Chamber of Commerce, and also the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for your presence here today. We will be happy to collaborate each of you for your businesses, for your requirements, let it be imports or exports or even technological tie-ups. When it comes to anything between India and Malaysia, we'll be more than happy to put you all together. Thank you once again. It's a pleasure having all of you all with us. A big thank you to all our friends and supporters and all of you who have removed your time today afternoon. Thank you so much.
Great meeting, Manpreet. We should thank you actually, for organizing such lovely seminars. I've been seeing several chambers, but I think you're outstanding. I don't have to say this, but I'm sure everybody will appreciate and will be in great appreciation of this particular thing. Great thinking and great seminars. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a
pleasure. From Malaysia, Congo Indian Business Council, very lovely meeting. I think this is one of our stepping movement. So from this, I think we can have a dialogue with the Zoom meeting, whatever it is. From there, we will conclude some business trip. Thank you and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I see the request for the recording. Some people are asking, so we will be uploading this in a day or two on our YouTube channel for ICIB. Please subscribe. You'll see a lot of other country-specific seminars also. So we are doing with a lot of countries. You can have it online, and whenever the new one is uploaded, please do subscribe. You'll be notified of the same also. Happy to have all of you all. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you, Manpreet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nanti mari Malaysia kita jumpa.
Ya.